Hello everybody. So as you can see today we are going to scrape a list of URLs from a CSV, and my subscriber wants to extract the text from all of the pages from all of the sites. So he says all data, he's actually after all of the text. How can I extract all the pages and subpages from the list of URLs in the CSV? I found a method, but that is only working for a home page. Can anyone recode and tell me how to extract full data from a website, as we can't use XPath for each URL? I actually provided him with this originally, and with Beautiful Soup it worked fine, not a problem. The issue was he was wanting the text from all of the pages and not just the first page. So what I've done instead is I think I can actually come up with another idea. So if you'd like to see that, this is a list of URLs. So I don't want to show them too closely to sort of give the game away, but we've got 469 URLs. I've actually been a bit crafty and used Vim to strip off all the commas on the end, because there were 4 extra commas on the end of each line. Anyway, that's just me showing off. Right, so what we want to do is new file. Let's zoom in a bit because that's really small, because I just made the font nice and small. So without doing the boring bit, what I'm going to just do is I've already worked out what imports I need. So we're going to use Scrapy. Scrapy spiders import CrawlSpider and rule. So if you watch most of my videos, you'll see that most of mine are just using a normal spider. Here we're going to use the CrawlSpider because we don't know what links we need to crawl, or more often we know what links we want. So here, this is the difference. We actually just want to go through the entire site and find all the pages with text on. LinkExtractor, crawler process, that's what we'll use so that we can run as a Python script rather than using the Scrapy syntax. Import request as normal. From URL lib.parse, import URL parsed. We'll be doing something in a bit we'll create a text file for each website and for each domain. So each text file will start with the domain name, then an underscore, and the name of the page, followed by txt. And that's where TLD extract comes in handy. So if you'd like to see, let's save it, otherwise it's going to just stay white, and we don't want that. So lk.py. Right, let's go. So, don't worry about these VS Code errors. I don't even know why is that could not be resolved. I don't know. That it will work anyway. So class LK spider, and then we say CrawlSpider. So unlike most of the other projects you've seen me do, we're doing CrawlSpider here. Name equals, doesn't really matter because we're not going to be using this name anywhere. I just call it multi spider. Back to, let's do the standard bit, which is if name equals main, and I've just typed this out already because otherwise it's boring watching me type. So process equals crawler process. So you create an instance of the crawler process class, and then you just then you pass it the class name LK spider, and then we start. So that's all the usual. Main driver. Okay, and then first thing we want to do is we want to read CSV file of URLs, and then we'll say with, so you can see I've already got it here, urls.csv, and we'll say with open. These tooltips can be annoying sometimes. with open URLs.csv, and we just want to, in fact, we can just say as file, and then start URLs equals, now we want a list comprehension, and we'll say we need to strip each line just in case there's new line characters, and we just want it to read one line at a time. So we'll say line.strip or line in file. So for every line in the CSV, we're going to just strip off anything, and we're just going to pass that one at a time. So that basically, that's building a list of start URLs. Next, def start, and we're going to explicitly use start request self. And you notice there's no, with start request, there's no response because you haven't got a response yet. And then we say request equals request capital. Then we just pass it the URL. So the URL is what we've got. URL equals self.start URLs. Callback. We'll have self.pass. There's a fly walking across my desk. Stop it. Sorry about that. Where's mouse? Oh. The trouble with having 3 screens is the mouse. I'm having trouble with flies, the mouse. We need to yield request. So that's going to take, for each of the URLs, it's going to go off and get the URL in the file, and then it's going to, the callback is going to go to self.pass. So next we need to do def. Then we want so here we need to do the before we do that, we actually need to do rules. So and yes, I am looking at some notes. I've been on the Scrapy documentation site. I don't normally do this because the data I'm trying to extract normally is a bit more specific than this. This is actually for a machine learning project. So somebody wants the, or my subscriber wants, so we say pass underscore item. My subscriber wants some data from all of these, or some text from all of these sites. So I'm guessing it's for natural language processing machine learning project. So so we've got a start URLs, we're iterating through them with our rules. We're then saying then we're saying go to pass, we need to do pass item, def pass underscore item. Self response and get the domain name for get the domain name as a part of the output file name. Expected indent block. Don't worry about if it's because I haven't finished this yet. Right. Domain. This is where we use TLD extract, and then we say extract, and then from the response request URL. Then we get the second part of this, we slice it, and then we've got too many. Don't need that there. Right, good. Path. So we're going to get a domain, which is going to be, you know, ABC. If it's abc.com, then the domain is going to be ABC. The path will be, so we'll use URL pass from the response. Request.url. Then for the second part of that, we then use that, and we will then we'll replace the / with nothing. I think for my next video, I'm going to turn off these tooltips because they just spoil the... Sorry, microphone. I've lost the clip. Right. Next, we actually want to get the text. So we'll call it, we're going to say, so we'll get all of the text from, so all of the so if we've got several paragraphs of text in one page, then we want to get all of the paragraphs. Then we'll have a list of paragraphs, and then we will join all of those list items together into one big block of text, and that will then form our description, and then we'll just pass the first 1,200 characters of that block of text, and that is what we will output to the text file. Good. With me so far? So descriptions equals response.xpath. And this is the bit where I'll just say get all. And this is the bit where I would normally go off and show you me messing about with browser tools and so on. But because we don't know the structure of the site that we'll be scraping, we'll just say, so xpath and then whatever. So that no star / p / text. So we'll just say throughout the document, throughout the entire DOM, just get all the paragraphs, get the text from all the paragraphs, stuff it together in a, return us a list. And why has that got expected? Okay, that's fair enough. So then what we say is description singular equals, and then we'll just join, so description dot join, and then we'll just join the description. So all we're doing there is we're taking the list and we're joining all of the items in that list of paragraphs, because you've normally got more than one paragraph of text on a page, and then we just join it all together, and then we'll say description equals descript, and then I'm just going to slice it to, I don't know, from the start up to the 1200th character. That will do for starters. That's very easily modifiable. So then the file name, we need to build the file name, which is just going to have, it'll be our response, and we'll put txt on the end. So response.url .split, we'll split it by the /, and then we say the second part from the left, so that will give us, you know, Facebook or Twitter or whatever. file name. Yeah, because we want the file name, and then we'll precede that with the domain name. Let's just tell, right, -2 plus txt. Then we just say with open, and then we'll say output. So I've created an output folder, as you can, or directory, as you can see. Plus domain. So in the output folder, we want all the files to be grouped by domain name. So they'll all appear in sequence because they'll be ordered by domain name. Will be first in the file name, then plus file name. Then we want to write the file as f, and then f.write. We just want to write the description, because the description is basically the block of 1200 characters, which is all of the paragraphs joined together. Right. I'm still worried about these squiggles. I hope that's not going to mess it up, but apart from that, apart from those squiggles, everything else looks okay. So new terminal. I hope that doesn't mean it's not going to work, but we'll soon find out. So let's check on the right directory. Yeah, so we're just going to run. We can run this as a Python script. Okay.py. And if this works, let me just bring up. We'll be able to see this. Let me just go. So what you're seeing here is the actual folder called output and the URL CSV. It's the same as what you're seeing there. Let's make that always on top. And if you're ready, let's see what actually happens. So no module name Scrapy. Right, let's do it the other way. I'm not in the mood for messing about with Visual Studio Code. I'm still sort of setting it up, and there's loads of things which just keep being a nuisance. So if I do it from the terminal, if I do it from Linux Mint terminal, I think it will work. ls, right, yeah, Python, okay, .py. Oh, right, I'm gonna pause that. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so yeah, I know some of you prefer white screen with black writing. I find it easier on the eyes to code with a dark screen, but anyway, that's boring. Yeah, I had an error, and do you know what was missing? Comma. That one comma stopped it. So with inside rules, you have rule, LinkExtractor, callback, follow, true. Then you need a comma after it. So with that fixed, I think it's time to go back and do a test run. So just move that out of the way again. Back to the dark code, I'm afraid. And let's just bring up. Just going to bring up a terminal. And right, I put terminal here, and what else do I need? I'll just bring up the folder, the output folder as well, because hopefully, as it's wearing away, we should see lots of files start being created inside the output folder. So, you ready? Let's go for it. And we've got some success. So that is making, for every one of those 471 sites, it's visiting every page on each of those sites, and it's creating a text file for each page on each for each of those domains main site. So it looks to be doing it alphabetically. Oh no, we've got Z at the end already. So Z, now it's doing YouTube. It's doing it in the order in which it gets the replies back, because it's if anybody knows about Twisted Internet, it's asynchronous. So it sends out lots of requests, and then it doesn't wait for the response from the first request, or it can send the second request, which is good because it means it's multitasking, async. I don't know how long this is going to take, but let's just have a look. So at the start, we've got a site called absolute_automate. Oh, absolute. Right, let's have a look at absolute. So absolute must do something with extend self-healing capabilities to devices and apps. So that's one page from absolute. That's, oh wow. So a lot of these pages can be very similar because the first few hundred characters may often be the same. You can see that's software audits. And that's improve help desk efficiency. And we've got privacy text. Yeah, so the first block of text is very similar. So it's not until we get right near to the end of the 1200 characters where you start getting some text which is specific to the page. Let's go to the sitemap. Yeah, so I think we need to just increase the number of characters. Let's close absolute and let's have a look at another one. So what have we got here? We got Apple. Right, Apple story. Deep dive. Right, so let's look at another Apple one. So Apple genre. Okay. Apple OOMA. Right, that's different. Apple OOMA home security. That's slightly different to the previous one. Yeah. So it looks like we're getting unique pages, the text from every single page, from every single domain in our list, which, if you remember, the list is this, which is 469 long. So 469 domains. And this code is getting all of the text from all of those pages. So I hope this has been interesting, and I'll put the code on GitHub if my subscriber is okay with that. And if not, then you can get the general idea here. So in summary, we've used CrawlSpider and LinkExtractor, which gets all of the links, and then we then visit them with parse item, which then extracts the text from the individual page, creates a text file, then goes back, does all of the links, and then moves on to the next domain. So this is CrawlSpider with Scrapy, and we have been extracting paragraph text without using Beautiful Soup, because why make it more complicated? All we need to do if we want to get more text is just increase this number. So the next time we run it, I'll probably set description to be 1500, 2000, whatever. So that's entirely up to the user. And let's just see how the output folder's going now. So these are all, you can see, we looked at Facebook, for instance, Google. Wow. Obviously lots for Google. As you can see, follow equals true. If you set follow equals to false, it wouldn't get half so many. And if you want to know anything about Scrapy, Scrapy crawler command. Let's just see what the docs say. Yeah, I got some notes off of here from, or let's look at LinkExtractor. Yeah, crawling spider example. So if you want to be more specific about what you include and what you don't, extractor links matching category PHP but not matching subsec. So you can be a bit more specific with what you do and don't extract. Allowed domains, yeah, you don't want to use that because that will, if it's not in that list, then it won't pick it up. Yeah, so you can also use deny. So we've used, what did we use? We used to follow, we didn't actually use deny at all. So use follow equals true. So that's why it's getting so many. So I hope this has been interesting and it's been useful for my subscriber, and it's still going. So yeah, on that note, I will leave you, and yeah, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, thumbs up because of the algos. Yeah, subscribe, comment because of the algos. If you need an API, a paid proxy, then you get 10% off if you scroll down in my. I've got a couple of happy customers who have been using Scraper API, and yeah, depending on what country you're in, it does actually help you. It makes a difference between getting a error 403 and a response 200. So yeah, check it out. Even if you don't subscribe with my link and you just want to try it, you can. Microphone's gone again. You can get 5,000 free API requests as a trial. So thanks for watching, and